Dinosaur villains are often the things that go out of their way just to hunt down or kill their heroes or cause mayhem, even if it means sometimes abandoning their self-preservation. Basically doing the opposite of what a normal biological organism would. But there are in fact some villains in quotation marks that didn't deserve that title, and to be honest, were just trying to live their lives and trying to survive. Today we are going to be looking at some of the most misunderstood villains in dinosaur cinema. Starting off, we have Disney's Carnotaurus. One of the largest and most powerful carnivorous dinosaurs in dinosaur media, this Carnotaurus is more than 4 times the weight of its accurate counterpart. The Carnotaurus comes from the movie called Dinosaur, which was an iconic movie for most who love dinosaurs and prehistoric fauna, including myself. It basically stars a iguanodon that was taken in and raised by a group of lemurs that look like Sabumafu, and they then go on some long migration with other herbivores to the nesting grounds after their original home was destroyed. The Carnotaurus actually appears quite early within the first few minutes of the movie, when it is set in an ambush and springs into action when a baby Parasaurolophus gets too close. It locks onto its target, which is some type of ceratopsian, and brings it down. What makes this different from other predatory dinosaurs in other movies is that it went after a food item that was slow and likely to cause the least amount of injury, like most real-life predators would, instead of randomly grabbing the prey or massacring the entire herd. The entire movie just shows the dinosaur or dinosaurs trying to survive. The reason I say dinosaurs is because a pair is seen throughout most of the movie. Like a lot of modern-day predators, such as some wolf packs who follow caribou and elk during their migration, the Carnotaurus do the exact same thing with a large herd of herbivores. They aren't doing it out of an evil or malicious intent to annihilate or cause carnage, but just to survive, since without meat, they would starve and die. And since they follow these large herds, it can be assumed that they rely on herds like these for survival. Also, I don't know about you guys, but when that one Carno died, I got a bit sad. Because the poor thing was just trying to get food, and due to the cave being caved in when Bruton pushed them against a pillar-like rock structure. Now, I'm not saying they should have killed the main cast, because the movie wouldn't really make much sense if they did. But it was still disheartening to see, especially when the surviving Carnotaurus looks back and doesn't immediately give chase like a lot of the Jurassic dinosaurs would. The Jurassic franchise dinosaurs would get shot and bashed up and still somehow continue fighting. This Carno wanted to avoid further injury and walked away. And finally at the end, when the herd stood up to the Carnotaurus, it backed down like what a normal predator would, instead of just rushing in. Only until it saw an isolated dinosaur being crunk, it went after him. A bit weird it would chase him that high, but with its size and how active it is, it probably has a high metabolism, and was desperate for food. But in the end, this Carno dies too when it falls to its death. I see a lot of people in the comments of clips of Disney's Dinosaur flaming the Carnos for killing Bruton, with someone saying in the comments it serves them right when a clip of the last Carno dying is shown. And it's just like, man, these things just want to live. At number 2 is the latest Jurassic movie's villain, the Giganotosaurus. Now I don't know if it's male or female, I just think it's called Zeb, but you guys can let me know. I'm sure most of you expected this on the list after seeing the movie. This villain per se behaved more like an actual animal than any other Jurassic dinosaur shown. In the first scene with it, Zeb basically fights Rexy, I assume, or another Rex, which is odd since they lived in different continents and were millions of years separated. After the Giga kills the Rex over a territorial dispute, everyone immediately says villain since, you know, Rexy is the hero, even though Rexy in Jurassic Park has killed people. The next scene with the Giga was beautiful. Basically, it takes a deer carcass from Rexy and instead of fighting to the death, it just bit her on the nose and sent her on her way, establishing itself as the more dominant predator. And it doesn't chase after Rexy or try to hunt her down, but instead, like many real-life predators of similar size, a small scuffle and the loser backing down is usually enough. It's only close to the end where the Giga tries to eat some of the people, which I guess is why it's a villain, I don't know. Mind you, Rexy has chased a speeding car and destroyed a large tree branch just to try and kill people, and she's still the hero. But finally, as with all Jurassic movies, the big dinosaur fights happens at the end, and the Giga fights Rexy and wins at first, and is then faced with a Therizinosaur. An already old Rexy somehow gets up from her injuries and basically tag teams the Giga with the Therizinosaur and kills it. Now I hear a lot of people calling it Joker. I'm not sure if it's a fan name or if the creator actually compares the dinosaur to Joker. In both cases this makes no sense since it's not a mass murdering monster. Just a dinosaur trying to survive in a fairly new ecosystem with prey too small and too fast, so it decided to try going after the humans when the opportunity arrived. Alright, this one could be very debatable, but in my personal opinion, most of the Sharptooth are not really bad guys. Yes, I know in almost every scene they are chasing the main characters trying to eat them, and of course the herbivores are the good guys, even though a trike or a territorial hadrosaur would trample you on sight in real life. Now I get it, there are a few Sharptooth that can be seen as actual villains, such as the Giganotosaurus who beat up Chomper's parents, but I mean, it could have just been a territorial thing. Also, Chomper is depicted as a good guy because he just eats fish and bugs. Now what's gonna happen when he's an adult T-Rex, huh? Because his teeth aren't equipped for catching fish since they're more blunt for crushing bones. Anyways, most of the theropod Sharpteeth come from the mysterious beyond, which in almost every depiction is barren and lifeless, with few to any herbivores ever seen. Even in the more forested places like where Chomper's parents live, there was still a lack of herbivores or prey items seen, unless they were just off screen. The point I'm trying to make is that with food so scarce, it would make sense why they would chase down Littlefoot and his crew whenever the brats went into the mysterious beyond, for usually dumb reasons, even though it wouldn't really make that much sense to expend that much energy chasing after such small and nimble prey. The things are just hungry and want to capitalize on every opportunity. Hell, there's even an episode where one of Red Claw's minions saves Chomper. Now I don't know what these things are. They have the jaw structure of a Troodon or Austroraptor, but the bulbous belly and two claws like a Tyrannosaur. Anyway, basically Chomper first helps this thing get free, and in return, it leads Red Claw away when he gets too close. So they aren't all bad. Now while the death of Littlefoot's mother was sad, you can't really blame the thing for trying to get a meal, but I'll admit the OG Sharptooth is a bit more ravenous compared to most others. So yeah, these things were just trying to survive. Imagine being put in a wasteland and not having eaten for days, and a chicken nugget or 4 are seen, but they are somehow running away by magic or something, I don't know. Wouldn't you still try to get them even if it means expending already critical energy just for such a small meal? So that's just about it for this one. Proof that not all carnivores in dinosaur movies are evil and bloodthirsty, just trying to survive. I mean, another misunderstood one is One Eye. No. I'm just kidding. That dude is easily the most evil dinosaur in paleomedia. Even Scar wouldn't go that far. Anyway, that'll just about do it. So I bid you good day.